All right. All right. Let me make sure audio's all checking. Things are working out. Oh, man. It has been a long. Okay. It won't automatically adjust. That's a fucking good thing. Oh, shit. That shit gets old real quick when it keeps adjust. So, first off, people that are going to join this later, watch this later, I'll just say this. It has been a fucking busy past couple days. I had actually a lot of snowfall today. Well, not a lot. It was more like icy slush. Ended up having to shovel that. So that's why I'm a little bit late starting today's show. There was no show on Friday. I'll just be blunt. I fucking a lot of work to do. I just ran out of time. Wasn't able to get home. So I apologize for that. But we have a few things, interesting things to talk about. I will be making a video. Just so for those watching, I'm currently in the middle of making a Brock Besser video, also a Nathan McKinnon video at the same time. It's going to be something different than I usually make, a little heavier with the edits, a little bit more, it's a little bit more heavy production style, I guess, with the presentation. So there's going to be a lot more thought and care. I mean, not like I don't put thought and care, but there's going to be a lot more production quality to it, especially with the Nathan McKinnon one. The Brock Besser, I'm going to be trying to find a few interviews that I remember where things were just Vancouver was doubting him, not to ruin that video, but so expect those videos out whether today or tomorrow, at least one of them. Probably the Brock Besser one today because he's going to have a little less to talk about. I'm going to be going more into a deep dive of Nathan McKinnon and just overall his tremendous career, even though he hasn't had many 100-point seasons, a lot due to his injuries. So wanted to kind of change something up, give a little bit more time-consuming editing. I like making the short videos because, quite frankly, I could get my thoughts out, get them done, and then get them out to the public. And I mean, I have done longer videos, like over 20-minute videos before, but this, I think you guys should like what I do with this one. It's gonna be different from what I do, but it's going to be very similar to what I've done in the past, if that makes sense. I haven't really done this for hockey, so it's going to be heavily edited. But we got some things to talk about. We got things to talk about today. So, Filip Chytil, out for the season. Out for the season. So we got a few subjects. This is going to be one of them. And it just sucks, man. It just sucks that Filip Chytil, he's out for the year. I think he's a guy that, especially last year, he kind of turned things around. He was like, well, not really turning him, coming into his own, looking really good. Like, okay, like this guy, looks like he's a hit. He's going to become something pretty nice here for the New York Rangers. And then it just sucks. It just absolutely sucks. I think when it kind of comes down to it, sorry about that weird pop up on my phone. I think when it just comes down to it, this guy just keeps catching bad breaks. And why is this acting up? Why is this not loading? What is going on here? I apologize. My computer's being weird right now. I don't know why. I don't know why it's doing this. Okay. So, let me make sure this is actually sharing the article. This is what happens when you don't refresh your... I probably should have rebooted my computer before this stream, but I mean, you live, you fucking learn. All right, so Filip Chytil, Rangers rule. Jesus Christ, I hate New York Post. I should just use the NHL one. Rangers rule Filip Chytil out for the season after setback and recovery from suspected concussion. When it came to Filip Chytil, the Rangers had to make decisions based on the quality of life of the person rather than the team's need for the player. That's why the club formally announced Sunday afternoon that Chytil would miss the remainder of the season just 2 days after the Czech center suffered a setback in his recovery from a suspected concussion. The team said, following a thorough evaluation of Filip Chytil after his recent setback from an upper body injury, it has been confirmed he will be out the remainder of the season. The organization's top priority throughout this process has been Filip's health, and we will continue to fully support him in recovery with an aim to return for the 2024-2025 season. Wow. That's rough. Spending some time with Yager for about 3 weeks. So his second day on the ice with the extras and more skate, he fell and needed assistance in the locker room. It's crazy. And this is what he had to say. Hedl says, "It has been the hardest 3 months of my life and has not been easy for my family, closest people, and of course the whole New York Rangers organization. But we got to stay positive even in the tough moments and just think what is ahead of us. Thanks to you for all the nice messages. I'll come back stronger than ever." At 24 years old, this is believed to be the fourth documented concussion of Filip Hedl's 7-year career. So, this is an unpopular thing to say, and I might get a little bit of flack for it. I honestly think he should consider just calling it a career. I genuinely mean this. I think it would probably be in his best interest to retire. And that's not me saying like flippantly or like willingly. I'm genuinely concerned about the long term. We have seen what CTE does to people. We have seen the negative effects of concussions. It doesn't matter if you're 24 or 44. He's got to take care of himself. That's the most important thing. I worry about Chytil in this aspect that he's going to come back. He's young. He's full of it. But like 4 documented concussions already in his young career, that's very difficult. That's not good. And you're playing one of the more physical sports. You're playing one of the most physical sports in the world. I don't know if it would be in his best interest to continue playing hockey. And I don't say that lightly. I don't see that like, oh, like this is horrific. You never want this to happen to any player. But we're not talking about hockey anymore. We're talking about a guy's life. We're talking about this guy living a healthy life after the game. I mean, he's got his contract guarantees. I mean, I just worry with a guy like this. He's already had concussions. He's already had issues. What if he takes another rough hit? What if it's just? It seemed like if he just fell and he had a concussion, like that's already not a good sign. I know Marks of the Bruins. He tried to come back, didn't really work out. He to the point where he had to like go into dark rooms and like just couldn't live life. Like there's genuine concern on my end for Filip Chytil. Like, will he be able? If he just gets a concussion from falling on the ice and like maybe he slammed his head really really hard, but just to fall like that could happen in the span of a game. I don't know. Interest to call around like very very high potential, very high ceiling. People thought he could, really be a good player, and I think little maybe a tiny bit slow. Oh man, it's been lagging like crazy. This shit. I don't know what's going on here. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. It's lagging so bad. I should have rebooted the computer. It's actually kind of pissing me off. Hey, Pepsi, is it still lagging like crazy? Relatively? I mean, it's the inputs are fucking so delayed right now. I might have to just not show anything on stream, so I apologize, guys, for the stream. I'm gonna probably just reiterate what I said, and then, so it's still lagging. Is it right now? Like, can you guys hear me or no? Is it just shitty? Should I just fucking call it a fucking wrap? What the fuck? Oh man, if it's still lagging like crazy, even like when I take stuff off, I might just have to fucking call it or just redo this. This sucks. Hold on. Let me see something. Let me see something. So, okay. How bad is this right now? So it's stopping and freezing. It's lagging and the camera is not doing well. It's stopping and freezing. All right, so this is going to be an audio show. So this is what I'm going to do. This is kind of my own fault because of I should have rebooted my computer. I've had so much going on. I really haven't been able to edit videos. And I think I left it on with Adobe Premiere. And stupidly, in my infinite wisdom, I was like, hey, you know, it'd be a great idea. Let's just start this stream immediately. Yeah, I should definitely rebooted this. You live, you learn. That is frustrating. I am not gonna lie. I'm actually kind of getting a little annoyed because it's getting bogged down like crazy. So, our players, the player assistant program. I mean, it is a weird ass season. So guys, I apologize if it's laggy like a crap or whatever. I'm just gonna talk. I'm gonna read the article a little bit. So, but for Chytil, this is what I'll say. I'm gonna reiterate what I said, and I apologize if you've been here. I think Filipino would be in his best interest is to retire. Fourth documented concussion. You know, there's probably another concussion before this. Let's just be frank. I mean, I'll say this: like when I was younger playing, like did I really get my stuff documented? No, absolutely. But I just think, quite frankly, it'd be better. It'd be in his best interest to retire and kind of go forward. I know that's easy to say from my standpoint. I'm not in his shoes. I'm not a 24-year-old with my whole future ahead of me. And I worry about the guy's long-term health. We've seen what CTE has done to athletes. We see what it does to them in the long term, just people. It concerns me because there's guys like that have gone through heavy concussions, and I do worry about it. I'm like, oh wow, like, are you going to be okay? Are you going to be able to live a healthy life after hockey? And it's actually, yes, Brandon Carlo had about 4 concussions as well. I think it was 4, it might have been 3, but like I've said the same thing about Brandon Carlo. Like, it might be a good idea to kind of maybe call it a career. But I mean, maybe Chytil comes back, never has another concussion. But at that point, when you're starting to have 4, you kind of wonder, it's like, how much more damage can your brain take before it becomes like irreparable? That's the one thing you got to worry about. As more information comes out, more education, I would say more knowledge comes out, like we learn more things about how the brain works and how the brain can, be adversely affected by multiple concussions, especially within a short span. It just, for a guy like Chytil who's so young, you don't, like, at 24, like, you don't want some guy not being able to like live his life. I guess that's my, biggest fear with him. I think he could still be a solid hockey player, but the NHL is a very physical game, and I think you could be a little bit worried regarding that. So, let's talk about Patrick Laine, entering player assistant program, and I feel like that this is kind of a rise of players struggling with substance abuse or alcohol, like whatever it is, they're just struggling. Patrick Laine, I think, is a guy that I'm hoping for him he can kind of get better, get the help he needs, and feel better about himself. That's got to be really difficult to go through. I think when it kind of comes down to it, the good thing is with these players now is they do have more of an outlet to go to. They have access to different things that players of the past didn't have. There was these issues before in hockey, but they just say, hey, suck it up and deal with it. Where now they take these issues a lot more seriously, which is a good thing. Because we've seen a lot of players just, drink to the bottom of a bottle and ruin their lives. And I'm not saying that's exactly what he did here. I'm just saying, like, we've seen the documentaries, like even with the Detroit Red Wings, like earlier than that, even like the old teams in like the 80s and 70s, where players self-medicated, and that's not necessarily a good thing. I think getting, help from, experts in their field and knowing how to navigate certain things should hopefully put Patrick Laine on the right path to get better and feel better. And for the Columbus Blue Jackets, they're a team that is struggling this season. He's a he's a guy you want to get right. He's a guy that you want to be productive for you in the long term. I think they're playing the long game, I guess, in that regard, and I think that's smart. You don't want him dealing with things. You'd rather him be open and getting the help that he needs, because in life, it's very easy just to kind of hide things and be like, oh, no, I'm good. Oh, I can do that. Like, it does take some strength to realize, like, wow, there's something wrong here. There's something not right with me. I need help. And I think that's a beautiful thing that he decided to get it. That's a very strong person to look inward and be like, yeah, like, I got some issues and I need to fix some things. Where a lot of people, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, like, oh, I'm fine. Oh, like, what's this? No, I'm perfectly fine. No, this is normal. It's good to have self-awareness. So I'm hoping that he kind of gets the help he needs and just gets better. Definitely. Let's see. What is this program? It would be StreamYard. That program, player assisted program. It's a program that, like, through the NHL, that kind of helps players with, like, whether it be like with substance abuse, like mental health and things of that ilk. It helps players kind of get through. And there's been some players that have been tremendous success stories once they got out of the program and got their life squared away. I know Spencer Knight dealt with, I think, was it anxiety in the players assistance program, but it got him right. He eventually got right. I think he's still down, like, kind of figuring out his game, but it kind of helped him get back on the right path, and that's what you're hoping. That's what you're hoping for in the long term. Rangers seem to be in a tough situation. I mean, that is putting it mildly, with some of the dinged up, like some of the players missing. So, I apologize for the shitty stream today. It's been whatever. I should have restarted the computer, so I'll keep the article. So, ex-NHLer Alex Formenton turned himself into police on Sunday with an investigation into an alleged, I can't say this on YouTube, certain, we all know what it's about. Formenton's legal team confirmed to the Associated Press that police in London, Ontario have charged Formenton and several other players. Lawyer Daniel Brown did not say what charge or charges Formenton was facing. And this is what the lawyer said, Brown. This is what his lawyer, Brown, said. Alex will vigorously defend his innocence and ask that people not rush to judgment without hearing all of the evidence. And he was a part of the 2018, gold medal winning World Junior team. And, there's obviously other players linked to it. I've already mentioned it, but like Michael McLeod, Cal Foote of the New Jersey Devils, Carter Hart, the Philadelphia Flyers, Dylan Dubé of the Calgary Flames. So, and Formenton formerly played for the Ottawa Senators. He was overseas playing there. So with Formenton, so this is the thing, the Team Canada. Now, I'll say this, the reception of the video I did make, I'm actually surprised it's still getting like hundreds of views an hour. And very good reception, like-dislike ratio is like 97%, because a lot of people liked the common sense approach I had. But I did see some comments, and I talked about this in the last stream, and this is kind of the exact mindset I have. I'd like to wait for all the details to come out before ridiculing them innocent until proven guilty, which everyone seems to have forgot. See, edited, that's where we agree. 100%. That's it. I don't know. We don't know. And some people got all up and all, well, there's charges. Dude, you can charge anybody with anything. I hate to tell you. Yeah, there can be some evidence, but we've also seen cases that have, like, people have been charged, athletes have been charged. Remember the Duke lacrosse team? Remember guys like Trevor Bauer? Do you remember all these cases? You remember what's that guy Gritty for the Oklahoma City Thunder, where that case got thrown? You can get charged with multiple things. You can. It doesn't mean you're guilty. I think people forget how the justice system works. Now, they might have some, evidence, and we'll see how things play out during the process, but I'm not going to, they're charged, that means they're guilty. That's not how it should work. It's innocent until proven guilty. And some of the comments got a little bit aggravated that I had that standpoint, but I'm not going to sit here, and because this is the problem, right? I'll say this I'll say this very bluntly. I've seen content creators make videos being like, you're evil, you're a piece of shit. Like all this crazy shit insulting him, right? Like the punter, Matt Ariza, right? Matt Ariza for the Buffalo Bills punter that was accused of grape, right? He at a party, he wasn't even at the party. And he had some like clown Miami Dolphins content creator who had like thousands and thousands of subscribers, and the video went viral. And then he has to make a redaction and apologize to Matarese because they weren't true. It turns out he wasn't even there at the fucking party. That's why I don't really say either or. And that's until the evidence is like out there, until, the case is determined in either or. I'm not going to really speak upon it unless just about the news articles. And that's how we should be as a society. Let the shit play out. Not this guilty until proven innocent shit. That's just not how life works. I mean, I could just go charge somebody for manslaughter and they fucking didn't do nothing. I mean, obviously, let's not exaggerate. But the thing is, right? I don't believe in saying either are guilty, right? Either side. That's why I never condemned the woman that went through all that, right? Allegedly. Didn't condemn her either. You gotta let things play out. And I mean, it's refreshing to see that video got such good reception. I was actually surprised. I think it's at 30-something thousand views at this point, which is insane. I was not expecting that video to hit like that. But I just think, it's innocent until proven guilty. I mean, Formenton, he's back in Canada, went back. You're going to be seeing these other players probably going to go through a similar process, and they're going to go from there. And I'll say this, if they're guilty, throw them under the fucking jail. If they're guilty, I'm completely fine with that. Bar them from the NHL, I don't care. Like, if that's the one thing maybe I should say. Like, I did say a little bit, but, like, be a little bit more transparent. Like, if they're guilty of what is said they're guilty, like, they're charged of, like, yeah, they're fucking pieces of shit. And I actually made a video on my Talking Shit podcast video, right, about the adverse effect of corn culture, and we put it that way, with Team Canada. Because quite frankly, and this is what I'll say, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion, so I apologize for this. Regardless if it was consensual or not, I still don't think you're a great person if you're teaming up with your boys in that type of situation. I look at you and I question your morals. Now, that's just me, and that might not win me any favors. Saying that, right? But I look at you morally with that, and I'm like, why are you ever putting yourself in that situation in the first place? Why are you doing that with a bunch of dudes in the first place? Like, with one woman, that's just, to me, it's like, yeah, they're young, but I mean, come the fuck on. Like, are we really kidding ourselves in that regard? And I'm speaking very freely here, which, I mean, on my channel, I usually, I'd speak more just about hockey, and I try to stick to just the hockey. I just want to stick to sports. But in this case, because it is intertwined with sports, I do wonder, it's like, these guys, maybe not great guys. Not trying to besmirch their character, but I'm just saying, like, why put yourself in that situation in the first place? You're just setting yourself up for failure. So, I don't think it's a very intelligent thing to do. And I'll kind of close this segment on this. And I really have to implore this to young men. Do not put yourself ever in this situation. Consensual or not, do not do this. Because it is just a recipe for disaster. Now, mind you, it's not like I'm on the gold medal winning team and, being young and attractive and all that shit. Like, oh, wow, like, get pretty women, all that. I get it. Like, there's definitely some type of draw to that. But you gotta have some restraint. You gotta have some restraint in yourself. And they didn't. And that's, I think consensual or not, that's the one thing I look at. Like, you shouldn't be putting yourself in this situation in the first place. It's not a good look. So, anyways, for a long YouTube rant that no one's ever gonna listen to, that's what I got to say on that. So, kind of now, going on this, kind of close out the stream. I'll make it short because of so many technical errors with this episode all around. It's been I have a lot of going on. So there's going to be a little bit of a change to the channel, a little bit, not massive change, but a little bit of change. I'm working quite a bit right now, going back on the tugboats, late February, kind of confirmed. I'm just gonna be blunt, like I'm working a lot in my free time. I think I'm gonna start making. I'm still gonna be doing the game breakdowns when I can, but they might be a day or so late. Like I ended up watching the Bruins game about 12 hours later than after it was done because I just had so much going on. So I'll keep bringing content. I'm still gonna have original different videos and different videos ideas and going into film. But quite frankly, the upload schedule is try to stay the same. I'm going to try to stay to a day, like an upload a day, but the timing might be a little bit different. And I'm going to be making a little bit more I'm challenging myself in this new year to make videos with higher production quality. And those are going to be a little bit longer videos, probably around 5 to 10 minutes, maybe even longer than that. Might script them, probably will have to script a lot of these videos that I want to do. Because I want to challenge myself. I've gotten a lot of fun, gotten good views, and I've enjoyed what I've done, but I think it's fun to challenge yourself, try to continually improve and make different type of content. So I got a lot of things planned in that regard, and currently working on more career videos that are going to be different. I think they're going to be hopefully different. I mean, intrinsically, to be fair, like career videos, everyone talks about someone's career. There's going to be some similarities, but I'm trying to make it my own and just have fun with it. But, for me, I'm just going to be having a lot of fun with it and just trying to keep improving. So, Kratos says, I was once falsely accused of harassment at the job at a homeless depot. Wrongly fired for it. I almost sued him. You should have sued him. Should have sued him, honestly. The struggle is real. No, the struggle is definitely real. It's definitely real. But, yep, I got a lot of things planned. I'm actually going to probably I've been up since 3 in the morning. So, probably my brain wasn't really firing on all cylinders when I was like, oh, let me start this up and let's just get right to go. That's smart, Paul. I didn't reboot this damn PC. It's my own fault, you stupid piece of shit. But I'm going to be back tomorrow at noon. I'm still going to be keeping the same schedule. I'm going to take a nap here so I can kind of get a few hour nap in, edit it, get some stuff done, and then go from there. I appreciate all the support. The video has been tremendous. Honestly, the videos on the channel has been tremendous. It's still getting hundreds of views, and I appreciate all the support. I'm going to call it a stream on this one. I'm going to go nap, but it was good seeing you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Oh, I'm tired, man. Ugh.